Adé tí mo fi jẹ́ ọba ìlú Ìlara rè, he dropped it. Ọ̀pá tí mo fi ń darí ìlú Ìlara rè, he dropped it. And he knelt down síwájú ìyàwó ẹ̀ to make her understand what he needs to do and why he needs to do it.
Ekuleo, my name is Bushra. Èmi lọmọ wọn nìbàdàn, ọmọ wọn nílé Olúyọ̀lé, ọmọ ajẹ̀gbíjẹ̀kára wọn àfikàrà wọn fọ́nrin mu, Ìbàdàn májà tó ṣe kíni o tó kó ara wájú lẹ́rú, èmi tún wà láyà wọn nílé Adéwì. So you want to learn about Yoruba movies you should watch. You want to learn about our culture, our food, our lifestyle, and of course, our Owambe. You've come to the right channel, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. If you're seeing my face for the very first time, thank you for clicking on this video. Kindly like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. You're welcome to the family. Eyin Temi, if you're an OG, you know how we do it here now. Thank you for coming back. Lenny, I am super excited, as you can already tell from the description of this video. Lenny, we're going to be diving into a cinematic gem. We're going to be reviewing the movie 7 Doors, produced, directed by the legendary Femi Adebayo. Sherry, ẹ lọ wá nǹkan fìdílé, àbí kẹ́yin gan fìdílé nǹkan. Ẹ jẹ́ á kàn ságbá mi ká wá yànnàná sinimá yìí tó ń pè ní 7 Doors. Kí ni 7 Doors? Kí ni ilẹ̀kùn méje? Kí ni wọ́n ń kànlẹ̀kùn? Gbogbo ẹ̀ la máa sọ lénìí. Ẹ máa bá mi ká lọ. Now, picture this. Let's start with the plot. Ká bẹ̀rẹ̀, ká ti bi pẹlẹbẹ, ká fi mọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ jẹ. Now, picture a man called Adedunjoye. Simple, loving, pẹ̀lú ìyàwó pẹ̀lú ọmọ. Called upon by the city or by the town, ìlú Ìlara, kó wá jẹ onílara of Ìlara Kingdom. Now, after he had become the king of Ìlara Kingdom, this one simple man was faced with so many challenges. Wọ́n ní eku lé òkè bí eku, ẹyẹ òkè bí ẹyẹ, ọmọ ènìyàn gan, wọn ò fọhùn bí ọmọ ènìyàn. Tribulations upon tribulations. Wọ́n dáfá, wọ́n gbọ́ pẹ̀lẹ́ jọlẹ̀, kí náà ni ó ṣe? Wọ́n láfi tó bá kànlẹ̀kùn méje. He should knock on 7 doors. Àwọn ilẹ̀kùn yìí, oríṣiríṣi nínú lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan náà ní tiwọn o. There are different obstacles that he needed to overcome láti ṣẹ́gun tàbí láti ṣí àwọn ilẹ̀kùn méjèèje. Kí ni ilẹ̀kùn méje? Kí ló wà lẹ́yìn àwọn ilẹ̀kùn yìí? Àwọn ilẹ̀kùn méjèèje yìí, they did not come without their own challenges. Each door's testing his courage, his loyalty, his love for his family àti fún ìlú. The opening scene of this series, nítorí pé series ni, the opening scene of this series had me grabbing my seat. Now picture this, people falling from like orí òkè téńté, like from the top and falling into a river. Not even ordinary people, women. Wọ́n kàn jábọ́ pòpòpò bí ẹyin. Oh my goodness. Now that was what caught my attention. And I know you'll be saying, oh, 7 Doors, ó ti pẹ́. Àwa in the abroad, we just saw 7 Doors on Circuit TV. And I think it's about $11 Canadian dollars and some change. So if you want to do that, just go on Circuit TV, MRO. Now, ẹ jẹ́ ká padà. Ṣé ẹ rí 7 Doors yìí? Femi Adebayo did a thing with it. And I don't even know where he got this from. But this is a love letter, like he said, to the Yoruba culture. Nítorí wípé ó mú ìjìnlẹ̀, ó mú nǹkan tó ń pè ní ọmọ Yorùbá gangan, ó mú jáde. Now, let's talk about the cast and the characters. Femi Adebayo, he did not just act. He became Onílara of Ìlara Kingdom. Now, he has a wife. Tí mo sọ lálákọ̀ọ́kọ́, ìyẹn ìyàwó rẹ̀ jẹ́ Amaka. I know you're going to be surprised. Báwo ni Adedunjoye àti Amaka, báwo ló ṣe papọ̀? Now, this is where Femi Adebayo brought in an intertribal marriage, a blended tribe. Báwo ni ọmọ Igbo ṣe máa fẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá, tí ọmọ Yorùbá yẹn á wá jẹ ọba, tí ọmọ Igbo á wá jẹ olórí. Àní pé sinimá ìṣe, It brought out the beauty of Yoruba culture. Wọ́n ní ọmọ Yorùbá a máa ń gbààyàn mọ́ra ni, àwọn eléyàn dànù. And this is what proves more. This is what shows that Yoruba people, we are all encompassing. Even in the movie industries. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Igbo ẹ máa gbọ́ nǹkan tí mo sọ yìí o. You should also be able to say, okay, a Yoruba person married an Igbo person and the Igbo person became king. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbárùkù tira wa. Chioma Chukwuka played the role of Amaka, and Two-Face, I'm sorry, this Amaka didn't disappoint us, because Amaka showed who and what a queen should be. Through and through, stood by her husband nígbà ìṣòro, stood by her husband nígbà tó dùn àti ìgbà tí ò dùn. Now, there was Jide Kosoko, there was Oga Bello, there was Afeez Oyetoro, Saka, there was Taiwo Hassan Ogogo, there was Iya Rainbow, there was Muyiwa Ademola, and there was Kola Ajeyemi. Lóríṣiríṣi, there was Wumi Toriola. There's somebody in particular tí mi ò gbọ́dọ̀ má dárúkọ, and that is Aliu Gafar, and this is the person that played Esusu. I know that if you have seen this movie, you will know who Esusu is. Esusu is another major character in that movie. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ti wò, ẹ sọ ní comment section, ẹ kọ Esusu, so I know you've watched up to this level. Aláwọn bíi Yewande Adékọ̀yà Abíọ́dún, Anirunke Odùsọ̀yà, Ani Jùmọ̀kẹ́ Ọdẹ́tọ́lá, àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ṣé rí cinema yìí, it brought out the best in all of these people. They embodied their character. Now, let's not forget the brilliant mind behind the camera. This movie was directed by Femi Adebayo, was directed by Tope Adebayo and Adebayo Tijani. Àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta, wọ́n ní 2 heads are better than 1. In this case, 3 heads. Not papọ̀. Not gbé stellar movie, not gbé jáde. Now, these directors know exactly what they want. The cinematography, amazing. If you look at the palace, there are some intricate things. Téèyàn máa ń wò, téèyàn bá ń wo culture, téèyàn bá ń wo cultural movie. Àwọn markings on the wall. Tí ọba bá dé adé, kí làwọn nǹkan tó wà lórí adé yẹn? Àwọn ìlẹ̀kẹ̀, ọ̀pá tí ọba ń lò, báwo ló ṣe rí? Àga ọba yẹn, báwo ló ṣe rí? And if I should tell you that town, that Ilara town is actually a real town, it's a real city in Nigeria, tí wọ́n fi ṣe ibẹ̀ yẹn. So ilé ọba gangan, a real palace ni wọ́n lò tí wọ́n fi ṣe cinema yẹn. And these people, tẹ́ bá wo ibi tí ó ti fẹ́ jẹ ọba, tó ti wọlé, tó ti wọnú ìpèbí, tó ti fẹ́ jẹ ọba, there are markings on the wall. There are things written there. Tẹ́ fi máa mọ̀ pé, okay, ibi báyìí, ibi àìwọ̀ ni. It's a sacred place. Some parts of this movie that got me, that was like, this is tradition. This is ìjìnlẹ̀ Yorùbá. Báwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ṣe ń ṣe gangan lèyí. Níbi tó ti fẹ́ wọ̀ pèbí, tó ti ní ó wọlé. Wọ́n kọrin kan fún wọn ní àìbá ní débẹ̀, àìbá ní wọ̀bẹ̀, ìwọ tó bá fẹ́ jọba nìkan lọ́ọ́ dá wọ̀bẹ̀, ìwọ lọ́ọ́ mú tójú rẹ bá rí, nǹkan tójú rẹ bá sì rí bẹ́ẹ̀, o gbọ́dọ̀ bọ́ta kọ́ wa sọ àìrò àìsọ. And this is what it means pé wọ́n ń jẹ ọba. And the literal sense, wọ́n ń jẹ ọba, à ń jẹ ọba. Ọba bá lórí ohun gbogbo. Wọ́n ní kábíyèsí, Olódùmarè nìkan ló lè béèrè. For you to become a king, wọ́n ní ọba ìdábàá, àṣẹ lọba máa ń pa. A king does not bring about suggestion. A king commands. Ẹ̀yin tèmi, mo fẹ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín o, jíjẹ ọba, the weight that it carries, ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ láyé òde òní. Ẹ má bínú o, ìbéèrè òfàjà mo kàn ní ń béèrè ní o. Nítorí pé mo mọ̀ pé láyé àwọn bàbá wa lọ́hùn, bó bá fẹ́ jẹ ọba, tẹ̀mítẹ̀mí, taratara, tìdúró ni wọ́n á fi wọnú pèbí tí wọ́n á fi jẹ ọba. Ìwà mọ̀ bí wọ́n ti ń ṣe nísìnyí o. Now, let's talk about the cultural elements of this movie. Tẹ́ bá wò dáadáa níbi tí ọba àti Èṣùṣù tí wọ́n ti wọ ìjàkadì, ó níbi kan bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti wọnú ilẹ̀ lọ. Ẹ mọ̀ kéèyàn tó bá náà wọ́n wọnú ilẹ̀, ẹni ń kú ni. Ó kú. So wá jí sáyé padà. Èmi ò wá lè sọ, ó dìgbà tẹ́ bá lọ wo 7 Doors kẹ́ tó mọ̀. Now, let me tell you about some very emotional scenes, very huge and very big and very bó ṣe ń ká mi lára tó, I have goosebumps because this movie is a lot. And if you are a Yoruba person or you want to learn about Yoruba culture, this is the movie or this is the series that you should see. It gives you a glimpse. It just opens maybe a window for you to see how it is done ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Lákọ̀ọ́kọ́, wọ́n ní òbí ẹni lòbí ẹni. It takes a village to raise a child. Mo dẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa síìnì Délé Odùlé níbi tí ó ti fi ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ lélẹ̀ fún ìlú Ìlara, tó fi ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ lélẹ̀ fún ọba Adédùnjoyè. Do you know what it takes for you to live, to offer your life? Do you know how huge that is? He did that for the people of Ìlara Kingdom. Ó sun ìtamọ́jú kó lè rí kábíyèsí láti lè sọ fún the danger that is looming on the Ìlara Kingdom, the danger that is looming on Ọba Adédùnjoyè himself. That is one of those emotional scenes. Ǹjẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ mọ̀ pé Délé Odùlé kọ́ ló bí ọba o, òun kọ́ ni bàbá ọba o, àmọ́ ó gba ikú ọba, ó gbà kú. That is to show you how deeply connected the Yoruba people are. Bàbá ọ̀rẹ́ ọba ni, àmọ́ ó mọ implication pé tí ọba ìbáyìí lè wàjà yẹn, if the king dies, he knows the implication of what will happen to Ìlara Kingdom. Kò dẹ̀ fẹ́ kí irú bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀, torí bẹ́ẹ̀ ó fi ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ lélẹ̀. Another scene tó mú mi ṣíkún níbi tí ọba Adédùnjoyè tó mú adé orí rẹ̀ tó ṣí kalẹ̀. Ó mú ọ̀pá tó fi ń darí ìlú, ó fi kalẹ̀. He came to Amaka as Adédùnjoyè, her husband, and not the king. Because in his lines, he said, Adé tí mo fi jẹ́ ọba ìlú Ìlara rè. He dropped it. Ọ̀pá tí mo fi ń darí ìlú Ìlara rè. He dropped it. And he knelt down síwájú ìyàwó ẹ̀ to make her understand what he needs to do and why he needs to do it. I don't know what greater love, I don't know what greater sacrifice that is. Or I don't know what greater sacrifice tó tún jù yẹn lọ. A whole king, kábíyèsí, ọba tó ba lórí ohun gbogbo, ó kúnlẹ̀ síwájú ìyàwó ẹ̀ to say, my wife, this has to be done. This needs to be done for this town, this Ìlara Kingdom to move forward. That is something that, I don't know, man. Right now, I have goosebumps. This movie is giving me goosebumps. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ti wò, ẹ mọ̀ tí mo sọ. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti wò, you should definitely go see it. Another emotional and powerful scene was níbi tí ìlú ti bọ́ sí òwò. Ọba Adédùnjoyè got so lost in thought, got so engrossed in thinking about the solution he can prefer to the problems of Ìlara Kingdom. Tí ò mọ̀gbà tí aṣọ bọ́ lára ẹ̀ tó dẹ̀ ń bọ́ síta. Now, another cultural thing that happened in those scenes níbi tí àwọn ọmọ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ nínú palace tí wọ́n ti rí kábíyèsí, wọn ò lè gbójú sókè. They had to bow their head. They had to lower their head. They must not see the king in his underwear. They must not. It's a taboo. They can behead them. Because no, you shouldn't do that. Now, that's not even the part that got me. The part that got me was when one of the workers in the palace had to go tell the queen, who was about to leave the palace, pé kábíyèsí wọ́n rí ìhòhò jáde. She removed her wrapper, ó túra ẹ̀ sí ìhòhò láti bo ìlú láṣìírí. She removed her wrapper without any care in the world. She just wanted to cover up her husband. She just wants to cover up Ìlú Ìlara. Do you know, this movie, it is, I don't know, you guys, I'm sure you can tell from my emotions that I am so in love with this series. Ó dàbí pé kó má tán ni. Now, there's another scene níbi tí Ọba Adédùnjoyè called on the very first Ìlara king when he was fighting the biggest demon of Ìlara kingdom. He called on him and said, Ṣèbí ẹ̀yin lẹ tẹ̀lẹ̀ Ìdó. You were the first king to ever rule this Ìlara kingdom. I need your help. Kí ló yọjú? Bájínátù ni. Ó gbé Bájínátù kan fún báyìí. Bàbá lọ ni o. And this is to tell you that Yoruba people are deeply connected to our roots. Our ancestors have never, and they will never leave us alone. In the times of struggle, when the Yorubas call on to their ancestors, they answer because Yoruba land is not just any place. It is Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni, a mọ àṣà, a mọ ìṣe. Ẹyinjú Olódùmarè òun làwa ọmọ Yorùbá jẹ́. We are deeply connected to our roots, and wherever in the world that we are, we always remember the sons and daughters of whom we are. Ẹ má jẹ́ àgbàgbé pé ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá o. Ìyún ṣe pàtàkì. Ó ṣe kókó.
To the most emotional scene of all. For me, to the most beautiful scene was the final scene when she ran into the embrace of her husband. The other wives stood there. Every other person stood there. They could not move.
Wọ́n ní bíbí pápẹ́ lára ọṣẹ, ìdọ̀ṣẹ́ ni. Amaka has died. Ó ti bá wa jẹ, ó ti bá wa mu, ó ti màṣá wa, ó ti mọ̀ṣẹ́ wa. Why do you think that our whole village, or let's just say our tribe people, came to Ìlara kingdom when her husband was ordained king or was crowned king? Why do you think that when he was going to face the biggest demon of Ìlara kingdom, Ìyẹn Ìsúsú, their dibia from Ilẹ̀ Igbo, ó tẹ̀lé wá to fortify him? Tí ò bá ráyọ̀, tí ò rí dùnnú, tí ò rí fọkànbalẹ̀ ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, wọn ní tẹ̀lé wá. Let's forget all this tribal bigotry. Let's just forget all this fight. Ẹ má jẹ́ á dàbí àwọn ẹbí ọlọ́pàdé tí àwọn ajẹnifẹ́ni, ìyẹn Múyìwá Adémọ́lá, ọmọ ọba Adéẹ̀yọ̀, tó ń lò. He was weaponizing the Olopade family without them even knowing that he was weaponizing them. Ipe kan lọ gbé ọ̀pá han kábíyèsí. Ẹ má jẹ́ á jẹ́ kán lò wá. No. Yes, we are human beings first before we became Yoruba, Igbo and Hausa. But tá a bá bọ́ta, bá a bóde kúrò lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ mọ̀ pa Hausa ni ọ́, Igbo ni ọ́, Yorùbá ni ọ́, ọmọ Nàìjíríà kan náà ni gbogbo wa. The way this series came out, they won't say, oh, ọmọ Yorùbá ló ṣe. Nobody knows. If you ask anybody today that, oh, Seven Doors, they will say, oh, it's a Nigerian producer that produced that movie. Oh, it's a Nigerian person that acted in that movie. Kò sẹ́ni tó mọ Yorùbá, kò sẹ́ni tó mọ Hausa. Kí ló dé tẹ́ wá jẹ́ á fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀? Ẹ jẹ́ á mọ̀ ṣàṣepọ̀. Ẹ má jẹ́ ó tú wa ká o. Nítorí wípé àwọn ajẹnifẹ́ni, àwọn mọ̀dàrú, àwọn aríjẹ nídìí mọ̀dàrú, àwọn alábòsí, tán bá ṣe ni tán, wọ́n á padà lẹ́yìn ẹni ni. They won't stay with you. And this movie, it shows that whatever you do now has a ripple effect. It might not even be now. Àwọn ọmọ, àwọn àrọ́mọdọ́mọ. Nǹkan tí Kọ́lá Ajéyẹmí, Ọba Adéjùwọ̀n, tó ṣe ní ayé tiẹ̀ was what brought about all this ripple effect for Ọba Adédùnjoyè nítorí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sọba Adéjùwọ̀n tó gbàṣẹ lẹ̀ fún àwọn olóyè wọ́n wá sọra wọn di jẹgúdújẹrá wọ́n sọra wọn di kòkòrò tí ń jẹ̀fọ́ tó wà lára ẹ̀fọ́ and they carried that trait from the 19th century 18th century long to the time of Ọba Adédùnjoyè táwọn olóyè wa ń gbalẹ̀ kiri tó ń gbalẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ẹni tí ò yẹ kó gbalẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tó ń bọ́ nílẹ̀ dulẹ̀, which should never happen. This movie, it brought out the beauty, the richness, the bold culture of Yoruba. It shows how beautiful, how accommodating a Yoruba person can be. It shows how we can sacrifice ourselves for the greater good. Another cultural element tó wà nínú cinema yìí tó dẹ̀ portray nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ àsí ọmọ Yorùbá as a Yoruba person. When we saw Adédùnjoyè when he was playing tennis, he had a head full of hair. Onírùngbọ̀n. It was, nígbà tí wọ́n pè kó wá jẹ ọba, from the moment tó ti show wa pé ó fẹ́ wọ ìpèbí, his hair was gone. Irùngbọ̀n ẹ̀ ó ti lọ. And from that moment, títí tí movie yẹn fi parí, we did not see his head. Nítorí wípé àìrí orí ọba ìṣí orílẹ̀. Even at the moment when he took off his crown and said, oh, this or that, àìrí orí ọba. Yes, I've spoken about all the beautiful aspects because this movie, mi ò lè sọ́tọ̀ because eléyìí tí mo sọ yìí, I'm just telling you, these are my own personal opinion. Lè sọ eléyìí tó dáa, ká mọ́ sọ eléyìí tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó. Inú eléyìí tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó, òun ni ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá bí ìjàmbá bá ṣẹlẹ̀, like an accident or àwọn èèyàn kú, you don't bring in dead bodies into the town tó máa pọ̀ báyẹn without, láì má bò wọ́n láṣìírí, without covering them up. I understand the aesthetics and that is good for the camera and it's beautiful. Akeem Effect, big ups to you. Nítorí wípé you know your onions. I can just you know what? Just take your flowers because I cannot even overemphasize. Do you see the accident scene? I understand that, yes, the aesthetics and you want it to look beautiful on the camera, but boy yẹn ó mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe. Ṣé ẹ rí àwọn igi tó wó lù wọ́n? Ṣé ẹ rí ọjà? Ẹ rí bẹ́pọ̀ ṣe? God. Ẹ rí àwọn ìlà tó wà lẹ́kẹ̀ẹ́. Boy yẹn ó mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe. Let's just give it to him. He's good at what he does. Tí òkú bá kú ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, a máa ń fi aṣọ, a máa ń fi bo òkú láṣìírí ni. Wọ́n ṣe máa ń faṣọ funfun wé òkú tàbí kán fi bò wọ́n kán wá fi ewé ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ lé. And that is one of the things that I feel like ó fẹ́ mẹ́hẹ nínú sinimá yìí. Lẹ́yìn náà, òun ni ọmọọba Adéẹ̀yọ̀. Àárín tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ọmọọba Adéẹ̀yọ̀. Níbo ló padà já sí? Nígbà tó ti ti ẹbí ọlọ́pàá dé, tó ti weaponize wọn, kán gbọ́pàá kiri, tí ọmọ tó gbọ́pàá tó ti rọ lápá. Ẹ dákun, ọkọ̀ tán gbé fún nísìn, ta ni ó bá wà? Àti ẹ̀wà rí ọmọọba Adéẹ̀yọ̀ gangan, like we don't know what happened to him, and I mean they should just have at least told us that ó sá lọ kó lu ni o, nǹkan báyìí ló ṣe o. Those are the two things tí mo lè sọ pé ó fẹ́ mẹ́hẹ. So I'm gonna give this movie a solid 9/10. Ìwọ̀n àti mo yọ kó mẹ́yẹn torí nǹkan tí mo sọ yẹn òun ló ṣe jẹ́ kí fẹ́ yọ wà nìyẹn because see, let's not give Femi Adebayo flowers. Just take the whole garden and just go. I mean, I'm saying too much. I'm rambling because this movie is just too good. Mo sọ fún yín, on a scale of don't watch this and it's a must watch. I'm telling you, this movie, it's a must watch. If you're just like an enthusiast, you want to learn about Yoruba culture, or you are just somebody that loves to watch good movies, you should definitely see this series. 7 Doors. Ṣó wá padà kanlẹ̀kùn ọ̀hún? Àbí ó kanlẹ̀kùn ọ̀hún? Kí làwọn ilẹ̀kùn yìí? Kí ná ṣe? Ṣé ìyàwó rẹ̀ gbà kó kanlẹ̀kùn? This movie spoke about love. The love that I saw in this movie is not that of our normal romantic movies. The love this love is love in its purest form. This movie, it's a romantic movie, it's a culture movie, it even has a bit of thriller in it. And I give a big thumbs up to Esusu. Esusu did an amazing job. Femi Adebayo, we are grateful and we are thankful that you did this, and I am happy to be alive when you did this movie. Eyin Temi, what movies would you want me to review next? Nítorí pé Seven Door yìí tí mo review yìí, it is not just a movie, it's an experience, and I would want for you to experience it as well. Ìwọ tó o bá ti wò, tell me in the comment section, what is your favorite part in this movie or in this series? A ò rí jù báyìí lọ lórí ètò yìí lónìí. Wọ́n ní ọ̀bẹ ní bẹ́ṣu, àtẹ́lẹsẹ̀ a sì bẹ̀nà. Èmi ní mọ̀ wá, ẹ̀yin náà ní mọ̀ bá. Orúkọ mi ni Bushra, ọ̀rẹ́ yín, olólùfẹ́ yín, àbúrò yín, ọmọ wọn nìbàdàn, aya wọn nílé Adéwuyì. Ó dọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀. Appreciation.